Hello, and welcome again, or welcome to my channel. I'm going to start a video with some stuff I picked up today. Salvation Army did a 50% off sale, or they're doing a 50% off sale this weekend. All clothing, shoes, and accessories. Now, I don't do well at the Salvation Army. The last sale they had, all the clothes were $2.99, which is even a better deal, but didn't include shoes. And I bought nothing. But still, it's close. So I go and think, if I get nothing, I get nothing, but maybe I'll get a few things. So I did, in fact, get a few things. So let's see what I got. I only got one piece of clothing. There were several pieces of clothing that I had my eye on, but ultimately left. These are a pair of frame jeans, the Lehigh Flare, size 25. I did check the comps on these, and the comps were decent, and I've been wanting, I like to pick up jeans once in a while because I'm really bad at jeans, and I rarely find jeans that that have decent comps. So when I saw that these were okay, the size can be a problem, but they don't. They charge $8.99 for their jeans, so it was $4.50. I did pick up this one accessory, but it's not to sell. It's a little Hello Kitty wallet. I have this, I had bought up a bunch of stuff, and I have this fanny pack, which can also be used as a bag. And I'm going to give this to my great niece, so I thought that I would put this in there for her. I may be seeing her in the spring. So anyway, and then the rest is footwear, which is good because I don't find a lot of that. I am going to the bins this weekend, but I can't know in advance whether they'll have any shoe bins or whether they'll be any good. So none of these are amazing, but I'm giving them all a try. This is a pair of Taos. They're a sort of bronze pewter color, leather, size 7, which is a little bit smaller than I like. But the comps on these were decent. I'm going to clean up this stuff, and they should look quite good. I would not have paid full price for anything that I picked up. These are Clark's, which is a brand I am willing to consider and run comps, but I don't always pick it up. I liked these because they're men's driving loafers, and I feel like driving loafers can do well, and they are actually in really, really good condition. There is not a speck of dirt on them. So I don't know, maybe they weren't even worn. Size, what size? Made in Brazil, that is good. Oh, it's a 13 medium, so they're pretty big. Okay, and finally, I know I was looking at these boots in another place. I feel like maybe at Savers, I saw a pair. I don't know. And I had looked up comps and I wanted them, but the price was just a little bit too much. So I was happy to find it again and at half price and not marked up at all. So these are Clark's, I believe they're Wallabies. I'm hoping that I can, not that I think you really need to clean the bottom of shoes. I mean, it's been walking on the ground, but I might spray. I use the Totally Awesome oven cleaner spray, and that gets so much stuff out. The only thing is that the person had put in ankle grips. I know these well because I used to put them in all my shoes for work because I have narrow heels. So I do want to try and get those out. This one seems like it'll peel off pretty well. I may just blast it with the blow dryer to see if that helps. I mean, I could just leave it, but they're already halfway coming out. So I feel like I could do that. I love this kind of distressed matte brown leather. It's got the gummy sole, a classic style. So, that's 2 pair of Clark's. Who knew? Anyway, so that's it for right now. and we will see what's next to add to this video. Okay, it is now Saturday. Even though it is actually good yard sailing or having yard sale weather, we've hit the 80s already. Ugh. It's early and you know, slightly unseasonable for it to be this warm. So people don't normally plan yard sales for this time of year. I did see my first ad for a community yard sale, and that's going to be on March 28th. So I did pencil that in, even though it's not one of my favorites. I saw a yard sale, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles away, and I thought, well, maybe I'll head in that direction and possibly find some other yard sales along the way. It's not my favorite way to yard sale, just driving around aimlessly. So I usually have to have 1 or 2 that I'm going to, and then look for others, because a lot of times there's signs and you follow them and there's no yard sale because the signs were from last week and they didn't take it down, or they changed their mind. I don't know. That's really aggravating. So I found a few of them, and they all had a decent amount of stuff, but for one reason or another, price or just what they had, they were not fruitful. I got 2 items that I don't know how I feel about them. Okay, this first one, I was hesitant just because of size, but it's really nice. It is a beautiful Western belt. Look at the silver. It is from 1996 because those have the year on them, and it's a Tony Llama. I didn't look this up, but it's a good quality Tony Llama, and easy to list. Won't bring a ton. The problem is it says it's a size 30, but it's really small. And she's like, I don't think I was that small. I think what it is you wear it up here, not like it fits me if I were wearing very high-waisted jeans. Like in the day, they wore the like Rockies, and they were very high-waisted, so it'd be at the narrowest part. She said she wore it with a skirt, which makes sense as well. Obviously, I'll have to give measurements, and the sizing is the only issue. But it was the only thing I could find there, and I took it. We'll see what happens. And then at another one, I found my second item. These are a pair of leather boots. They're really nice. Everything's leather. Like this part's covered in leather, this part. The brand, which I'm familiar with, but I don't think I've ever had, so I don't really know if it's great or not. I don't think so, but Corky's. I know new. These were, I think I saw like around 185, and they are a good leather, and they're in very good condition. Size 7, a little smaller than I'd like them to be. So because I just wasn't having any luck, I did a Google image search and had trouble finding it, but the sun was really bright and I was having trouble actually seeing my phone. I just decided to take them and see what happens. It's it's a brand I've never sold, so we'll see. And I can tell they're good quality, so here they are. I'm gonna finish this video off with some things that I picked up at Goodwill yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. This weekend is Daylight Savings Time weekend. And in honor of Daylight Savings, Goodwill did a 50% off sale. The last 6 they did included even the red tags, which are their like higher priced ones that don't have regular discounts. This time they didn't include the red tags, but that's fine because most of them are things that are so overpriced that even at half price, I wouldn't buy them. Like American Eagle jeans, not the ones that say Outfitters, just say American Eagle, are $19.99 red tagged. Ridiculous. Same with Lucky Brand jeans. So I didn't lose out on anything. I did not see a single red tag that I said, oh man, I wish this was half price. No. Anyway, I had to be somewhere way across town by 10:45. So I went to the Goodwill closest to that location. So it's one that I don't normally go to because it's way across town. And I shopped for a while, picked up a few things. Then I was done by like 3:30 at the thing I had to do. And I decided to hit another one that I don't normally go to on my way home. So I do have a few things to share with you. I have to say, you know, I was making an effort to go through the more seasonably appropriate things, because while I do list all things all year long, it's good to have things for people that need things for the season. But I really don't like sourcing for summer and spring. Going through racks of tank tops or lightweight shirts or shorts is so boring. Plus, the return on investment, unless you find some like great designer brands, is just not as good as it is for winter items, coats, jackets, which are more substantial. So, you know, as a non-volume seller, I'm like, oh, I don't want to waste my time on things that are going to sell for so little, but you know, otherwise I might not sell anything at all. So I did make an effort. I just didn't really have any luck. I started with footwear as always, but instead of going to coats and jackets, I was very thorough with the jeans. Unfortunately, didn't find any. Still a weak spot in my game, but I'm trying to get better at it. And anyway, let's see what I ended up with. Okay, this is from the first one. We'll start with the clothes. There's footwear in both. Excuse me. I was good about putting things back. Like there was this Quaker factory jacket that I thought was adorable. And I was like, I know I'm just going to get this. I don't care what the comps are. Pardon me. But I forced myself to look at the comps and they were painfully low. I put it back, so yay me. This one, mixed comps, so cute, bad size, bought it anyway. Sometimes you have to give in. The brand is Go Softly Petites. So right there, you're in trouble. And it's a small. Look at this. It's got this embroidery. It's a full zipper front. Is it? Yeah, full zipper front. Look at the embroidery there. So cute. Animals. It's not even, I wouldn't say it's chambray. It's denim. It's a medium weight denim. It's got these adorable sleeves. So the comps were mixed enough that I thought it had potential and I couldn't resist it, as opposed to the Quaker Factory where the comps were universally bad. Anyway, I am not really a petite, but it might fit me if I couldn't sell it. I'm not necessarily one to dress so cutesy, but you know, maybe for like a pool dress or something. It was $4.99, so I paid $2.50 for it. So I indulged myself for $2.50, something that I feel like somebody has to have it. So I ended up with 3 pieces of clothing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It may end up staying with me. It may not. Where is the logo? Okay, so this is a Lululemon, but there is no hang tag and there's no size dot. So I talked to AI a bit in the store about these. AI told me these are the dance jogger pants. It said that this fabric does have a tendency to lose the size dot. It just doesn't stick too well. And I showed it a close-up of the logo, and there's also another little tag. And it said, and it was quite confident these were real, because generally the fakes, the logo is just off a bit. It's not centered well. And they also said this is very typical of Lululemon to have this on it. But the reason I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, of course, there's no size. So I'm going to try it on and figure out what the size is. But if these don't sell for very much, this is my style. And if it fits me and it's not going to sell for that much, I would just end up keeping it. So we'll see what happens with these. I don't really need another pair in this style, but it's like my very favorite pants are a pair of Zumba pants. And I've never Zumba'd in my whole life. And they're a similar type thing. Then the last piece of clothing, I've actually never sourced this brand. It's Miss Sook. And I never remember which is the good one, Miss Sook, Miss Look. But since I see Miss Look again, I was like, this is probably the good one, because otherwise I wouldn't. I don't know if it's still that great, but I looked up comps on this particular piece and they were quite good. It is I think it was called a kimono cardigan. Look at those sleeves, very kimono-y, and opening does not have any buttons or anything. It appears to be, and I was surprised by this, but these are always just attached, like with a stitch on both ends. So they're, wait, is this one? Yeah, so they're very easy to remove if you don't like shoulder pads. I don't like shoulder pads. I used to, when I had to wear like blazers or suit jackets, I would open the seam on one of them and I would rip out the shoulder pad, and then I would get my hand through to the other one and pull it out and then rip it out too, because I think I have enough shoulders. I don't really feel like I need any help with that. Anyway, I think it's very pretty. It's a nice design. Hopefully it was a good pickup. And then in the footwear department, I got two things. Always happy to pick up footwear since I've been having trouble finding them lately. These are, and I also checked with AI, who said these were real. These are not Birkenstocks, Doc Martens. I can't remember what they said the style is. Is it on here? It's the Yelena. And these are a size ladies 9, 41 European, 7 UK. They just need a little wipe down. They've got a few spots, but in generally very good condition. I don't do very well with Doc Martens necessarily, but I still, you know, I see them and I'm like, oh, Doc Martens. And these are, you know, seasonably appropriate and super cute. So hopefully they'll do well. And finally, I picked up some cowboy boots. You know, I love my cowboy boots. I liked the style of these. I like the square toe, but I had never seen this brand. It's called, let's see if I can show it to you. It's called Alpha. So I looked it up, and it turns out that Alpha can sell for a good amount. I mean, we're not talking Lucchese money or anything, but they can do quite well. They seem to be in pretty good condition. I mean, they show wear on the bottom, but they don't need to be resold yet. They're, you know, quite far away from needing to be resold. This is going to happen with any boots with this kind of bottom. I'll clean them up and see how that goes. So that's what I got in the morning. Then I went, did my thing, blah, 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 blah. And then I went to another Goodwill. They did have some new racks. So, you know, I was concerned, oh, it'd be all picked over. But, you know, not everybody's looking for the same things. They did bring out new stuff. In fact, while I was shopping, I noticed them taking a cart away from the shoe area. And I found a pair of boots that I almost picked them up. They're one of my favorite brands of snowboard boots. But ultimately I left them because they are an older entry-level model. And if they had been like $5 cheaper full price, I would have bought them. But for the price, I just decided to leave them. Okay, this, oh, so cute. And I think this might be a good pickup. According to comms, it can be a good pickup. It is, hang on, receipt. It is Rails. Look how cute this little cardigan is. And it has flowers. I'll call him Flower. Isn't that adorable? Yeah, the comps were really good on it. It's a size medium. I'm trying to remember what the content was of the fabric. It is 30% acrylic, 20% wool, polyester, nylon, elastane. So, I mean, normal fabric, not anything like amazing like cashmere or merino wool, but these were expensive, and I found a lot of them like out of stock, but still on the websites of good retail companies. So I should be able to get some good pictures and description of it. I want to wear it. Anyway, I'm not going to. I'm going to sell it. That was it for clothing. I didn't get that much. 3 items there. This is a pair of Uggs, men's Uggs. I don't know for sure if these were a good pickup. I was on the fence, but I want footwear. And they're in actually very good condition. The tread is still good. I will clean them up, especially like that toe area. Stuff them. And they are a men's size They do have the hologram, so that's good. I do look for that. They're a US size 11. Chuck a boot, I think. And this, the comps on this were okay. They weren't like super high, but I've never sold this brand. So at half price, I was like, okay. They're in good condition. They're very clean inside, but they need a little cleanup on the outside. The brand is Ufus, and they are, all of them are listed as a recovery shoe. So I assume what that means is you don't run in these shoes. You have your running shoes, and then when you're done, screaming cat again. And then when you're done, you wear these. Very lightweight, almost like reminds me of like a water shoe, and very clean inside. So I will clean this area, give a wipe down here with my totally awesome oven spray and a magic eraser, which does wonders. And I don't know, I feel like I got to list them at around 35, which is like not an amazing return on investment, but acceptable, and they're, you know, a new brand to my closet. These are a size 9.5, 40.5. Anyway, so that is it. That's what I got yesterday, and I think that's enough for this video. I know the yard sales are going to start coming up. I don't know when I think my next bins trip is not going to be this month, and it's not going to be our regular bins, but you'll stay tuned for that story. And I hope everybody is doing great. I thank you for watching my video. Please consider giving it a thumbs up, and subscribe. I'd love to have you along. All right, bye.